Hi, this is Miss Fazone, and this is finding exact points on the unit circle using sine and cosine. Alright, so let's review. What is a unit circle? The unit circle is a circle on the xy axis. It's got a radius of 1 and it's centered at the origin. Remember radius, so this is a 1. Doesn't matter where you draw it, it's a 1. Okay? Alright. How are sine and cosine related to the unit circle? All right, so here's our theta, here's our angle, right? This is some angle. Do you see a triangle? Whenever we deal with sine and cosine, there's always a triangle. So there's not one here. It's like sort of. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the height. Okay. So notice the triangle touches the actual circle in only one spot, and that's right here. We're going to name that. How do you name a point? Like 3, 7, right? What's the first number? That's your x, and this is your y. Okay. Now this part can be a little confusing because most students at this point have never seen this before, right? To plot a point, right, we go over and up, right? Okay, so how much over do I go if the point is xy? So this is actually your x on your triangle. And this, we went up y, so this distance on the triangle is y, right? So when you plot the point xy, you're going over x, so you can think of the bottom of this triangle as the distance x, and then we went up y. So this distance is y. What's this distance? You should know that. It's 1. Because remember, we're dealing with a unit circle, and a unit circle has a radius of 1, and the hypotenuse is a 1. Okay? All right, so now let's find sine and cosine. What is sine of theta here? All right, remember, so, ka, toa. Sine is O over H. What's your O in this problem? Across from the angle is y. What's the hypotenuse? 1. So what's y divided by 1? Y equals sine of theta. So the y value on the circle is you can actually find by using sine of the angle, right? Every little y value on the circle we can find using sine. Okay? Let's do the same thing with cosine. What's cosine of theta? Cosine's adjacent over hypotenuse. What's the adjacent side? X over 1. What's x divided by 1? Cosine theta equals x. Can you see what I'm doing? No, almost. Okay. So if we want to find points on the circle, we can use, they are represented by x and y. So actually, we can use cosine comma sine of the angle to find every point on this circle. All right. One more. Let's talk about tangent for a second. Okay. I'm going to go move this over. All right. What's tan equal to? What's tan of theta? Opposite over adjacent. So here's theta. What's opposite? Y over x. But what's y equal to? We just figured out what y equals. Y is your sine, and x is your cosine. This is huge. Tan equals sine over cosine. Tangent equals sine over cosine. So these 3 facts are going to be really, really important. Okay? So if you didn't write it down already, write this down. All right? These are your 3 important facts that we're going to be dealing with now. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find this point on the circle. Right? We talked about graphing the angle by drawing this ray, but what is this actual point on this circle? Okay? So remember, your x value is cosine, your y value is sine, and this is why I told you to memorize. What angle are we dealing with? 45 degrees. 45 degrees. What's cosine of 45? Radical 2 over 2. What's sine? Radical 2 over 2. So this point on the unit circle is radical 2 over radical 2, radical 2 over radical 2, over 2, sorry. So that's the actual point on the unit circle. Okay? Let's do another one. 60 degrees. Again, we're going to use cosine and sine to find your x and your y. What is this point that's on that circle? Right? Your x is cosine. Your y is sine. What's cosine of 60? Cosine of 60 is 1/2. Sine is radical 3 over 2. This is very easy if you know your memorization. So again, cosine's your x, so it's 1/2 radical 3 over 2. And we're done. That's the point on the circle when you draw that angle. Okay? All right, now we're going to get a little more complicated. Okay? You ready? Too bad. All right. We're going to deal with 150 degrees. Okay? We're going to deal with 100. That's 150. All right. We don't know sine and cosine of 150. But can we figure out an angle related to that 150 that we do know? If we draw our triangle like this, right?